into our sound stages for the day. Quantum Leap Films here, that show's been shooting all over our backlot. I'll point out a couple sets that they've been using. The Voice Films here, they're working on their 23rd season. Kelly Clarkson came back this season to be a voice coach again, and she also does her talk show here, the Kelly Clarkson Show. Lopez versus Lopez is a comedy series on NBC with George Lopez and his daughter Mayan. These are some of the productions that use our stages. Stage 12 has The Voice written on the side of it. For a couple of years we did The Voice in that stage, but now it's undergoing a little refurbishment, so they moved The Voice to another stage. That's the oldest sound stage of the studio. Stage 12 was built in 1929. That's where we filmed Frankenstein. Back in 1931, the laboratory where Frankenstein created the monster was in stage 12. All of these movies filmed in stage 12. The TV show Bel-Air also films here on the lot, and they use these last two stages on the left, 8 and 7. They just finished shooting their second season, so they're on hiatus right now. They're not filming today. They have a little break in between seasons. You're probably going to hear me talk about the Peacock Network a couple times throughout the tour. This is a streaming service that we own, NBC Universal. A lot of the shows that are streaming on Peacock are either filming today or have filmed here very recently. The entire first season of Bel-Air is streaming on the Peacock Network, and they just started streaming season 2. This big stage off to the left, stage 14, this is also used for Bel-Air. Since we're driving through a movie studio, it's not uncommon for us to sometimes see celebrities as we're riding around. The guests will normally see famous people before I see them, because I'm facing backwards. If you guys see somebody famous, you should point at them and yell at them. Take their picture. I think they like when people do that. I'm not 100% sure. I have to keep looking around when we're driving by all the stages, because right above every stage door there's a red light, and if we drive by the sound stage and the red light is on, I have to turn off all the sound on the tram. It means the cameras are rolling, and they don't want to hear my voice over the speakers. So if I stop talking suddenly, it's because I see a light on. These next two stages, 16 and 17, we're filming a new show called Based on a True Story. And before the new series moved into these stages, Netflix was using them for Never Have I Ever, a comedy series produced by Mindy Kaling, but they've already shot the last episode of that show. If you're riding with children, I guarantee your children are going to know who the statues are in front of stage 18. Those guys are extremely popular. Their names are Bob and Stuart, and they're Minions. They've been in a lot of our family films. Last year, they starred in Minions, The Rise of Gru, and that's currently streaming on Netflix. What are you pointing at? What are you pointing at? Ted? That's another family film. Did you kids back there in the second car see the movie Ted with the talking bear? Watch it when your parents are home. Don't do that. We have the Ted statue because we're working on a Ted TV series now. And that's been filming on the lot. That's been filming inside of our sound stages. I'll be telling you about that a little bit later. All of these bungalows on the left side of the tram, these are offices for producers and directors. Do you guys know who Dwayne Johnson is?
Yeah.
This is his office right here, right behind the little white fence. Dwayne Johnson has his own production company here. It's called 7 Bucks. He produces a lot of the films that he stars in. Mark Platt has an office here. He produces the play Wicked, and he's producing a movie version of Wicked for us. It's going to come out next year. His office is down the driveway on the left. There's an MP sign and a Wicked balloon. That's for Mark Platt. Alfred Hitchcock. He was one of the most famous directors of all time, the master of suspense. He passed away in the 1970s, but his profile is still painted next to his old office, bungalow 5195. And he was known for cameos. Almost every time Hitchcock directed a movie, he would pop up in the movie somewhere. This is what he looked like in some of the movies he made for us. We're going to pass by some sets on the left side of the tram, and I'm not going to talk about them yet. I'm not ignoring them. I'm going to get to them later. Right now, I want to talk about the building on the right side of the tram. We've got a giant sound stage over here, and there's an Academy Award-winning director who directed our 2005 version of King Kong, Peter Jackson, who's going to tell you about it.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like movies that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up and finish your continent without putting you on board the ship you're sailing to a lost island, you encounter monsters and creatures from prehistoric times. Well, I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Scarlet. It's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
I know there's a few people on the tram who've never been to Skull Island before, and the roads get a little rough. They're a little bouncy, so hold on to your belongings. We don't want you to drop anything off the tram. Remain seated at all times and put on your 3D glasses. Here we go. Good stuff. Go ahead and take off your 3D glasses. Don't lose the 3D glasses if you can avoid it. try not to drop them off the tram. You're going to want them later for another special effect. I'll let you know when to put them on. These sets that we just passed by, off to the left, right now around the corner in this part of the back lot, they have the obstacle course for the new season of American Ninja Warrior. And they've been filming American Ninja Warrior for the past few seasons here, and they always build the obstacle course right out of view of the people on the tram, which is kind of mean, but they do it on purpose. The producers don't want people taking pictures of the obstacle course because contestants aren't supposed to know what the obstacle course looks like until they get to it. So the producers thought if people are taking pictures and they post them online, there would be people who would have an unfair advantage and they would know what to practice before they ran the course. They've been filming that show at night. We've also been filming the TV show Ted out there. The movies starred Mark Wahlberg as John Bennett, but the TV show is a prequel, and it takes place when John is still a teenager. And there's another actor, his name is Max Burkholder. He's going to be playing John on the show. That takes place in Boston, but they've been using our backlot since it's Boston. That's going to be streaming on the Peacock Network. And we've also been filming Quantum Leap out there. If we're doing an episode of Quantum Leap that takes place in the 1970s, all the cars that are in the scene have to look like they're from the 1970s or earlier, and these are called picture cars. And picture cars don't have to work, they don't even have to have engines, they just need to look real when they're filming. Now on the left side of the tram, we're coming up to a row of featured picture cars, some famous cars from movies and television shows, and behind each one there's a billboard to let you know what we used it in. Most of our featured picture cars are operational. So these run. The only ones up here that don't work, the Flintstones. They don't have engines. Flintstones don't have engines. They have to use their feet. The car from Harry Potter doesn't really fly, but that was a special effect. We've got cars from the Jurassic Park films, like the Gyrosphere. That was built for the 4th movie, Jurassic World. The Fry's van is the newest picture car that we have on display. That was used in Nope. And up on the monitors, these are some picture cars in action.
Look out!
Uh-oh. Over on the right side of the tram, there's a Jeep that was used in the first Jurassic Park, and we have a section of the back lot where we've stored some more of the picture cars, and we've got some sets from the Jurassic Park movies. As we're driving through this area, John Hammond, the guy who built Jurassic Park, he wants to say something.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
That was it. That was his whole speech. There's a boat on the right side of the tram. This is used in Jurassic Park 3. There's an RV on the left side of the tram. This was a mobile laboratory in the second film of the series, The Lost World Jurassic Park. A T-Rex pushes that off the side of a cliff, and it's just kind of hanging off the cliff, and people are trapped inside. And we thought you guys would want to see dinosaurs, so we brought dinosaurs up here, and we put them on both sides of the tram. They're hiding in the bushes. They're spitters. Why would we do? Don't you wish you left those rain shields down now? They're spitting again. That's why my seat has a window. That is a perk. Okay. I'm going to show you the scene from The Lost World with the RV that we just passed by. Jeff Goldblum, Julianne Moore, and Vince Vaughn are trapped, and the T-Rex is pushing it off a cliff. A few times throughout the tour, We'll stop in front of some of our sets, allowing you time to get some pictures of the area. This isn't going to be one of our picture stops. This is an area called Old Mexico. And back in the 1970s and 1980s, this set was used in almost every hit Universal show on the air. We used it in The Six Million Dollar Man, The Bionic Woman, The A-Team, Knight Rider, Different Strokes, Incredible Hulk. It started raining again. Coming down pretty hard. There's actually a problem with rain in this part of the backlot because this set is built on a hill, and when it rains there's a lot of water that builds up at the top of the hill, and at one point today it's all going to rush down and create a flood. There's been a couple times where it rains, the flood will hit one of the trams just as we're driving through. This morning we are that tram. Be careful if you're sitting on the left side. Here comes a flood. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. There it is. Now, if you look up at the monitors, I'm going to show you the special effect in a scene from the movie, Big Fat Liar. This filmed here 21 years ago.
You can't outrun a wolf, kid! Yeah, we'll see about that.
The little boy in that scene, that was Frankie Muniz. He used to be on Malcolm in the Middle. He's since retired from acting. He's now a professional race car driver. That little boy is a race car driver now. Old Mexico is also in Three Amigos with Steve Martin, Martin Short, Chevy Chase. Nacho Libre with Jack Black, filmed out here. We just recently used it in an episode of Quantum Leap. And when we leave Old Mexico, we cross the border into the Old West, and these are some of the first sets built in the studio. Some of them date back to 1915. These were built for silent movies, and these sets are still used. We've got a comedy series on the Peacock Network, Killing It, with Craig Robinson. They've been filming out here. Never Have I Ever shot scenes out here for their final season. This was about 5 years ago. They were filming a movie out here, and when they were filming, the producers told us, hey, it's okay if the trams drive by while we're filming, your guests can take pictures, they can watch what they're doing. Don't say what the name of the movie is. Don't say who's starring in the film. Don't say who's directing the film. And we're like, okay. So we knew what it was, but we couldn't tell anybody on the tram. It didn't really bother the people on the tram that they didn't know what the name of the movie was as they were driving by, because they're watching filming take place. There's people dressed up as cowboys, and they're riding past the tram on horses, so everybody's having a good time. They filmed out here for 3 weeks, and in 3 weeks, not one guest on any tour recognized Brad Pitt. Nobody recognized Leonardo DiCaprio. Nobody recognized Quentin Tarantino. What were they filming?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. In the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is an actor working on a Western TV show. So they shot the Western scenes here. But they were filming scenes where Brad Pitt's character is bringing him to work at the movie studio. They're dressed up like they're from the 1960s, which is when the film takes place. So they're walking by the tram. They're blending in with all the crew members. Nobody on the tram was looking at them. They're all taking pictures of the cowboys on the horses in the background. And we couldn't point out the stars because Quentin Tarantino said, keep it a secret. Don't say what we're filming out here. So sometimes that will happen when they're filming a movie. While they're filming, they want us to keep it a secret and not say what was filming until the movie is ready to be released. At this point, we are a little past the halfway mark of the tour. Again, I just want to remind everybody, just because the floor of the tram is a little slippery, please remain seated while we're riding around. And if you have an emergency, if you drop your phone, you can't wait till the end of the tour to use the restroom, it's okay. Just pull that right forward. I'll come back, I'll see what's needed. For 4 years, we did a comedy series on the lot, The Good Place. It starred Kristen Bell and Ted Danson, and there's a sign on the wall in front of an area of our backlot, Little Europe, that says, welcome to The Good Place. We're going to drive right through The Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the Astor Light, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in a good place.
I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm gonna pause this for two reasons. First reason, the people that are walking around out here, they're taking one of our VIP tours with Victor. Right there, he's waving. If you take the VIP tour, sometimes you get off the tram, you walk around our sets. The other reason I stopped the clip, if you look right in front of the tram, there's a building with two blue doors and red paint around the doors. This is where they filmed their scene.
I can't risk going to a bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
The sets that we use for that comedy series are the same sets from Frankenstein and Dracula and the Wolfman, the Invisible Man. There's a courtyard over here on the right. This is where we would shoot the scenes in all those movies with the big mob of angry villagers with the torches and the pitchforks. These movies made big stars out of Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff. All of the sets that we've been passing so far have been the outdoor sets. Now we're going to take you inside one of our sound stages, and this is going to be another picture stop. I'll tell you a little bit about the set, but even when we come to a complete stop, please remember to remain seated. There's a track on the left side of the tram that runs the whole length of the stage. They built two cars of a subway train that they can roll back and forth on the track. They shot an episode of Bones here a few years ago. They needed a subway station in the scene. They didn't want to close down a real subway. Hold on a minute, hold on. That's an earthquake. Don't laugh, it's an earthquake. Wow. Right before the earthquake started, I had just mentioned that set was used in an episode of Bones. There was an earthquake in the episode. So they put stunt performers inside our attraction. Here it is in the scene. There's a billboard on the left side of the tram, Amity Island welcomes you. The Amity Police Department wanted us to close the beach for a little bit because we had some shark attacks. We caught a shark and it's hanging in front of the hotel. And even though we caught the shark, they still don't want us to reopen the beach because there's another shark. It's a bigger shark And it's right in the middle of the water. We haven't captured it yet. It's coming towards us. Hey, mister, you can't swim out here. The beach is, there's a shark. Are you all right? The shark ate him.
Can we open this?
What?
Open this.
Oh, yeah, you want it pull down and up. There you go. Where did the shark go? I was watching you pull up the window. Where did it go? It went back under. Oh, it took the pier. I don't see it. Oh wait! I see it! Don't you wish you'd left that down just another minute? I have a window. We got attacked by Jaws. That's not the shark that Steven Spielberg used in the movie. Our shark works better than this. When they were filming Jaws, they built 3 full-size mechanical sharks, and they were shooting a scene, and they lost control of one of the sharks, sank to the bottom of the ocean. So they lost that one, and it left them with 2, and the other 2 sharks worked very well. So most of the time in Jaws, you don't see the full-size shark. All you see is the fin coming out of the water because the sharks wouldn't work.
Shark was frustrated. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on land, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, the shark is not working. The shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited. The shark was well enough. For a while there, and so I did owe the shark a lot.
Look how brave Steven Spielberg was. Going out in public in those shorts. Don't tell him I said that. He is a powerful man. The house that's on the right side of the tram was built for the movie The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, a musical with Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton. It was the Chicken Ranch in the film. And it's been used in a lot of other productions since then. Most recently, it was being used for Quantum Leap. Rob Zombie used that house in one of his horror movies, House of 1,000 Corpses. And last year, Rob Zombie wrote and directed a movie version of The Munsters for Universal. He had a new version of the Munsters house built for the film, but we have the original Munsters house on our back lot, right in front of the tram. It looks a lot different now, but in the 60s, that was dressed to look a lot spookier as 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Next to the Munsters house, that yellow house, is where Terry Hatcher's character Susan lived on Desperate Housewives. For 7 years, this street was Wisteria Lane.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
So Desperate Housewives hasn't filmed out this far of a backlot for a few years. Lately, we've been using it for Quantum Leap. Bel Air has been filming out here, and the TV series Ted. So how do we use all the sets of the backlot for filming if every day trams are driving right past the sets? It's not really distracting while they're trying to shoot. We have a very simple system. When they're ready to film, they'll put a security guard on each corner of the set, and the security guards have red flags. When the director calls action, all the security guards hold up their flags, and it does 2 things. The first thing, it's just like the red light above a stage door. If we're out in the back lot and a flag is up, we turn off the sound of the tram. The red flags will also make us stop the tram. So when the cameras are rolling, you're not going to see one of our trams driving by in the background of the scene. When the director calls cut, they lower the flags and we continue on with the tour. But sometimes we'll do a movie or a TV show and the characters visit a movie studio, and in those situations they purposely get our trams driving by. These are productions where people came and took the tour and they got to be in a movie or a TV show. This is Big Fat Liar. This is the same movie with the flash flood special effect. The Nude Bomb, that's a Get Smart movie with Don Adams. The very first episode of the A-Team, they went to a movie studio. Words of wisdom. Yeah, I'm not allowed to say that, but they let me play that video. We have about 10 minutes left until the end of the tour. One last reminder, if you have any emergency before the tour is finished, please pull that red cord above you and remain seated. We have some more picture cars. We have a Bumblebee from Transformers, the yellow Camaro with the black stripes. We have a new Fast and Furious film coming out in May, the 10th film in the series, Fast X. We've got some picture cars from the Fast and Furious film. All of these picture cars were abandoned by the original owners. Nobody knows what happened to them. All of them disappeared right after they checked into this motel. It's the Bates Motel from Psycho. It's run by Norman Bates, and he lives in that creepy house at the top of the hill, right behind the motel. Oh, wait, that's him. That's the guy. Norman Bates is kind of a busy guy because he runs the motel all by himself. He's helping a guest right now, and we wanted to stop to give you time to get pictures of the house from Psycho. You get a picture of the Bates Motel. You get a picture of Norman carrying a dead what? Hey, wait, Norman! Come back out here. Everybody just saw you put a... You've got a knife. Norman, do not walk towards the tram with the knife. Norman, go back inside. I will tell your mother. That stopped them. Go back inside, Norman. Norman lives with his mother, and she's home right now too. She's sitting in a chair, looking out of her bedroom window from the second floor. Don't look upstairs if you've never seen Psycho. It's kind of a spoiler. But if you've seen the film and you know what Mrs. Mason looks like, you can look at her up there. She's that is a handsome woman. Look what happened behind the Psycho house. An airplane crashed. It destroyed the whole neighborhood. This is a set that Steven Spielberg had built for War of the Worlds.
It's all designed with the vision, Steven. When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing great. Keep your eyes on me. Eyes on me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now close. Let me get in. Get in.
We're about to drive through the last set of the studio tour, and it's the newest set on our back lot, Jupiter's Plane. It was built for the filming of Nope. And as we drive through the set, to tell you a little bit about it, I'm going to bring up the film's writer and director, Academy Award winner Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible mission and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Plane, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky G. Carter. Over there, we're look into the winky room and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sharing. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Slide. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Not looking so tired anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, the gold rush frontier town, lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of a real hot spot. What's a bad miracle? Welcome to the world.
Stop for a moment to get some pictures. As we leave the set of Jupiter's Claim, excuse me for a moment, I'm going to be right back. Security, we're leaving the last set of the back lot. Are we clear to come in?
This might be more serious than I thought.
Oh, hold on, you're cutting out.
Who are you?
Oh, I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a knife fight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent The hell you are? Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they'll come. He'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
Well, Agent Hobbs just rerouted our tram into this building to hide from Owen Shaw. There's no need to put on your 3D glasses right now. We're just going to hide in the building where there's a party going on. You want us to move forward a little bit? Oh, here's the party. All right, I'm going to be back a little bit later. I'm required to get off the tram to join them. Wait a minute, why are you breaking up the party? We just got here. Everybody's leaving. Hey! What are we doing?
This is what we're doing. This is the race. Hey, everyone. And what else? Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move. Damn. That's right, party's over. You know how long that took to iron this shirt, man? I know. You're under arrest right now. Maybe let's back up a little bit. Slightly. First of all, I don't work for you. Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for? We don't work for nobody. Nah, that's just clear out of here. Otherwise, we can't guarantee safety. Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun. Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this out of town. Let's go, Cookie Puss. That ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm gonna let you know. Call you back. It was on vibrate. Sean Trace does. I just can't hold it, bro. Buddy, Roman, we're up. Driving
the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
Now we're heading back to the unloading area, and you can continue your movie making experience by going on rides that are based on hit movies and shows. We've got the Simpsons ride, Transformers ride, The Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash. We have Waterworld, Alive SeaWorld Spectacular. We recommend that you download the Universal Studios Hollywood app on your smartphone, because if you download the app, you can stay up to the minute on all the park information like wait times and show times. And you can also use the app for visiting Super Nintendo World. And speaking of Nintendo, next Wednesday, we're opening the Super Mario Brothers movie. This is the producer of the film, Chris Meledandri, to tell you about it.
Core elements in Nintendo's game franchises lend themselves to become a really fun movie for audiences who have never even seen a game. The way we've approached this film is to make the film for fans. We've made a commitment to a film that really honors this incredible game. It's a great, fun experience at the cinema.
On behalf of our driver Lewis and myself, Paul, and all of us here at NBC Universal, we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. We stay open till 10. Have a good time, everybody. Thanks for taking the tour.